Hi, everyone. Harry here to talk about the DOJ's attempts to fire 12 career prosecutors who were on Jack Smith's team investigating Trump. This is actually something of an elite core of people brought in for this important investigation. And let me start at the top. This is so bad and completely unprecedented. Anyone from any party understands that the career officials who do their job without fear or favor are the lifeblood of the Department of Justice. This is just, as I struggled to find the right words on MSNBC just now, this is like rolling an atom bomb into the middle of the building. The pride and the sort of fundamental role that people have about career prosecutors who follow the facts, apply the law, do their job. This is the nastiest, kick in the stomach. More than that, decapitation for the worst of reasons. It's deeply, deeply corrupt, deeply without precedent, completely goes against the grain of not just any practices of the DOJ, but what the DOJ is about. And they were forthright about it. The acting attorney general wrote letters to all of those who just said, you played a significant role in prosecuting President Trump. The proper functioning of government critically depends on the trust superior officials, Trump's people, place in their subordinates. Given your significant role in prosecuting the president, I do not believe that the leadership of the department, us, the new Trump guys, can trust you to assist in implementing the president's agenda faithfully. Okay. I think this is maybe a new low, worse than the IG firing. So if you hear my even-keeled voice, it's because that's my sort of instinct when the entire planet is blowing up, but it's so bad. It's really disgusting. Now, you always, when you try to, you're a little speechless, you try to figure out where to start. I've learned now always to start with the lie. And the lie here is flagrant, and it's one that Trump, in Orwellian terms, is really straining to establish in history, rewriting history. And that is that these prosecutors who helped cases against Donald Trump, we've seen the indictments, we've seen something about the evidence. They are strong, righteous cases. There's all kinds of people who said, what's taking you so long, etc. But no one from either side of the aisle who understands, the law doubts that these are absolutely solid. Not that it would matter, right? You're a line assistant of the Department of Justice. If you're given something to work on that, completely you think violates the law or your own deeply held ethics, it's one thing, but otherwise it's absolutely fundamental that you salute and work on it. Now, I think these people were probably happy to work on it. It's a very righteous set of prosecutions. But the notion that the incomers would then say, because you did your job, you're fired, it's really such a direct assault on everything that the DOJ stands for. Now, there's going to be a ready team of lawyers and other folks to help these guys, and they have real remedies here because you can't just fire people, which the Trump team totally knows. You can't just, willy-nilly. These are civil servants with a lot of protection. Remember, Lisa Page, for example, who they and Andy McCabe, Pete Strzok, who they tried to fire. You can't. They know it. Trump doesn't care. They know they're going to be taken to through the remedies, which starts internally and administratively and then goes to the courts, and they're going to lose. They should lose. But, that's not what this is about. This is about just completely rubbing the nose, in the dirt of anyone who dared to work on a case against Trump. So anyway, the lie, it permeates the entire thing, and you just can't say enough. We're talking about completely blameless people who did their job, and an important job in the service of all of us to try to respond to crime, and as they've done, very valid crimes here, but also as they've done throughout their careers. So it's just so much the stuff of autocratic regimes to pretend that there were no crimes here. Rather, there were simply political actions. Ironically, by the way, had there been there's the remedy in the if people prosecute people for improper reasons like their political affiliation. What do you need? An inspector general to come in and discipline in that regard. Of course, that's the other tape that I recorded earlier. So within the Department of Justice, there's not the slightest doubt. People are horrified. People are enraged. People are disgusted. And, notice there isn't even any effort to say anything bad about them professionally. All they're saying is you worked on the prosecution of Donald Trump, and therefore you can't be trusted. Why, you could say, because there is no reason. That's, just a non sequitur, but it's one that, is an article of faith for Donald Trump. He just cares about what was done to him. And this is really, it's a very serious part of the reprisal tour, the most serious to date. First, because it hits at not just blameless victims, but one whose absence of blame is just integral to their work and everyone's work as public servants on our behalf. And then second, it's so vicious and such a patent effort to just, rewrite history, which is what is behind all of it. This would have been, I think, if, people were sitting around on November 6th and thinking about how bad could it get, you'd have had half the people there say, oh man, he couldn't get away with that. He couldn't try to fire the people who worked for Jack Smith. A, he couldn't effectuate it, which is true. There's going to be trouble and pushback. And B, it is so nasty, so crass, so false, so premised on a lie. All true. And he's doing it anyway. So do not mistake my even tone for any suggestion that it's anything other than a 5-alarm fire, an absolute dead-on stake in the heart of the Department of Justice and what matters most to them, their career professionals, and a very, very dark day throughout government, but in particular at the DOJ. Anybody who cares about it, has esteem for it, has ever worked there, has to find it completely repugnant. But to finish things off, Trump truly doesn't give a shit. So bad. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.